Greetings everyone, this is Castantino. We're back to reviewing and ranting about movies. So today, we're going to delve back into Paramount with G.I. Joe, The Rise of Cobra. Or as I will call it, Rise of Not Cobra. I have my notes ready. This is going to be a short one because, oh boy, unless I rant a lot. So, let's get started. So, the movie starts off in the medieval times with a McCullen, the ancestor of Destro, being carted off to a torture chamber where he is accused of being in collusion with enemies of the crown. He is punished not by being killed, because they still want his weapons, but they punish him by frickin' superheating a mask and slamming it shut to his face. Standard procedure, I guess. Fast forward to the not-so-distant future. And we have Destro now talking to a group of generals about the newest weapon that Mars Industries, his company, has made, nanomachines. Let's get this out of the way. Before I go on, let's get this out of the way. This movie was made during the writers-directors strike. So, take that as you will, because this movie is a complete and utter piece of trash, and the perfect example of why you need a good script and really shouldn't shove stuff out just to keep a license. So we get to do that. Every general except for one in the back enjoy the thing. The one in the back is General Hawk, guy who runs G.I. Joe. So next scene, we are introduced to Ripcord. Almost called him Rim Job. Sorry about that. And Duke. They are leading a group to escort the 4 warheads that were made to a more secure location. Later, as they're going that evening, they are ambushed by Cobra operatives led by the Baroness. Oh boy. So, the first thing I gotta get off my chest is how much I hate that this romance thing with her and Duke is shoved into this thing. It really feels like it was forced. Like this was part of another script. Like this was supposed to be the original A script. But I don't buy it. Despite all the stupid flashbacks, which I'm not going to even freaking get into, that have anything to do with these two. Because I looked it up. Never in any other media is there anything that has her and Duke or her and Duke involved. There's her and Destro. There's her and Cobra Commander. You tell me what the hell. And sometimes she even plays Cobra Commander and Destro off on each other. So it's like, tell me, say what you want. She's using, in those cases, she's just using what he has, which is influence, her charm, to either, or for her own amusement, to watch these two argue with each other, or to gain her power for herself. Both qualities, in a villain, I could totally get behind. So, that's when so during this fight, everyone's dead except for Ripcord and Duke, and that's when the Joes come in. We are introduced to Scarlet with her missile bow gun, which has the ability to lock on target. We have Snake Eyes the the mysterious ninja with, oh god, Snake Eyes' helmet. I fucking hate Snake Eyes' helmet because it like he's got the visor up here, and then you can see like the bottom part is like built like lips and stuff. It's like, why? Probably was part of the cartoon, maybe even the TV show, but god, does it not translate well in this. Anyway, so we are also introduced to Breaker, who's basically the tech guy, and Heavy Duty, the leader of the group, current leader of the group. So they fight off everyone. They chase off the not Cobra group and retrieve the warheads. Simple enough stuff. Anyway, so it's after that we're also introduced to General Hawk, who has a again, now in General Hawk, his full gear and hat and everything. And he tells Duke to hand over the warheads so they can protect them. Duke says, no, this is my mission, blah, blah, blah. They take Duke, which, other than the whole Duke chasing the Baroness because, oh, that's my girl, that used to be my girlfriend, and all this and that. It was fine. It was fine. Basically, well, I shouldn't say all the fight scenes. So, it's after that I'm not a fan of romance subplots like that. It's just, ugh. Anyway, so we go back to Cobra. We go back to McCullen, who, when after the Joes go back to the pit in the Egyptian desert, they talk to McCullen, who makes sure all the warheads are still intact, and then it's actually a hologram. Then we cut back to where he actually is, which is on a sub heading to their underwater base. Here we're introduced to Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes' rival and fellow student growing up. Which, by the way, based on the flashbacks, he's the one who allegedly everybody thinks killed his and Snake Eyes' master. So we're going, and the flashbacks between those two are actually a little bit more prominent because it's more interesting. But, whatever. So yeah, we got that. Destro sends Storm Shadow to help the Baroness to regain the warheads from out of Egypt. We're also introduced to Dr. Mindbender, the guy who created the nanomachines. And, of course, the Spy Master, Zartan, who, actually, yeah, I'm okay with him. It's hard to, he's a master of disguise and all. And he's basically an infiltrator. You don't have his biker gang in this, which is a little disappointing, but yeah. So so we cut to the Baroness going home, to who in this movie is her husband, named, this is terrific. His name is Daniel de Cobra, spelled Cobra. Why? this is just, ugh. This is just that name alone screams, this guy was supposed to be Cobra Commander. And this just screams that this is another freaking script. So already I'm seeing like at least 2 scripts, probably 3, that got Frankensteined and thrown into this film. This is like they filmed this movie 3 different times already. Filmed these scenes 3 different times, and each time, and just Frankensteined them. And if Day Cobra was to be the Cobra Commander in the shadows, boy, would this movie would have made more damn sense. Moving on. So that it's also here where we find out that Baroness was also trained by Storm Shadow, yada yada yada. Destro told him to kill Day Cobra if he ever touched her, which yada yada yada. Anyway. Oh yeah, then there was a flashback of Duke and the Baroness, which I don't give a shit about because I don't care about that subplot. It's stupid. Another freaking script. Okay, so the attack, then we go to the attack on the pit. So it goes alright. They found the pit by the fact that Destro, when he was in hologram checking the warheads, he had them turn on the beacon, the homing beacon for it. So they found him. They found them. So there's a big battle. They knock out. They kill they kill General Hawk's secretary. They knock him out because they need him to open the vault that the warheads are in. Then they leave him for dead. Then he sets off an alarm which has everybody... Oh yeah, I forgot about the training montage. So before all of this, there's a training montage because they're like, oh well, we have blah blah blah, and Duke's trying to get to be a part of G.I. Joe, and he's like, yeah, I know the girl, blah blah blah. My opinion is when they were saying how they were I'll get to it at the end. So anyway, there's a training montage of him and Ripcord being trained to be Joes. Which, okay, fine.